going to midfielders.
Who are we buying?
I think everyone who's listened to the whole episode so far should know who I'm talking about. The man, the myth, the man who scores 3 goals against Ireland to put his team in the World Cup. We're going Christian Eriksen. I mean, 9.7 priced. He's owned by 24.3%. I expect that to be past 26% by Friday. I mean, this guy, he's magic, dude. This, honestly, I think we brought it up a couple of times before in other episodes. I truly believe, I'm not being biased right now. I'm not trying to say that I want Coutinho to stay at Liverpool. I'm not saying that he has to stay or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that. Christian Eriksen, in my mind, would be a better upgrade right now, which would be tomorrow, actually, for Barcelona than Coutinho.
Wow, bold statement, and I agree. Potential, I don't know. Once Coutinho really starts finding his form again, and I don't know if he'll ever find it at Liverpool, unfortunately. But man, when he was climbing, dude, I think that would have been a good debate at the end of last season. But yeah, so far this season, Eriksen's running away with it. And the funny thing is, he doesn't quite have the fantasy stats to show yet so far, which is another reason why you should be considering buying this guy as soon as possible. His value's already gone up. I think he started at 9.5. He's at 9.7. I don't see it coming down, man. Tottenham's firing on all cylinders, basically. Harry Kane just had, 2 weeks to rest his body. So it's gonna be a Tottenham that hits the ground firing. Now, obviously, they're playing Arsenal, so they might lose this weekend, and maybe Eriksen won't do well, yada yada. But over the next couple of weeks, I think we're gonna see Eriksen flourish and start to help Harry Kane and sort of holding up Tottenham's bid for the Premier League.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I saw, it actually goes back to the quote that I was saying earlier, where people inform, the players that are informed go to get hurt for international duty, and players that aren't informed go to get informed. Eriksen has not had a goal or assist in the last 3 matchups going against Liverpool, Manchester United, and Crystal Palace. So when it comes down to it, from his past form, it's almost 100% saying that he is completely due for a goal and an assist.
Cool. Who are we keeping?
Keeping Sané from Man City. He's priced at 8.9. He's owned by 25.7% of the game. The reason why I say keep him is the fact of the Guerrero situation. I'll get more into it when we get into strikers, but with him probably out this weekend, I'm thinking Sané. It could be Sterling. It very well could be. But I'm thinking Sané will get the bid because he's just been so absolutely good. You know what? I'm going to bring him up right now to show his stats. Excuse me. I don't know why I just burped.
Human body.
But look, I mean, since week 4, he went for 13 points, then 1, 16, then 3, then 10, 12, 12, then 2.
Wow.
I mean, it just seems as if, and every one of those matchups from week 6 on, he has played at least 83 minutes. So he's almost he's pretty much a regular starter from now on, as it looks. And he seems due to get at least an assist. And multiple times you can say with, let's look at this real quick. With Leicester coming to town, you can say that City are probably going to get the clean sheet as well. So he'll probably get at least an extra point for that. So we're looking at least 3. If he gets the assist, we're looking almost 10. Maybe could get 2 assists with how they score 6 goals a game. It's City. They're absolutely mad this year. Makes my mind melt. Yeah, see, I can't talk. It melts. God.
Yeah, you got to have at least 3. Well, not at least. Yeah, at least 3 City players. I'm going to say it. You have to do it. Whether you choose 2 midfielders and a forward, 3 midfielders, 2 midfielders and a defender, 2 defenders. Like, obviously, their clean sheets aren't as good as, say, Tottenham or Man United, but they're not far behind at all, man. They're not far behind.
Yeah, but I still think that this team, they're so offensively superior to any other team in England and probably the best offensive team in Europe right now by stats. I would not waste any Man City picks on a defender. It has to be midfielders and strikers.
Good job.
Selling this guy. We just brought him up randomly. It was very quick, but this guy, I'm not gonna tell you his name yet, but he has 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 matches. His name is Mahrez, plays for Leicester. My God, this guy, as much as I want to say risk on this guy just because they're playing Man City, he's priced at 8.4, owned by 5.1%. It's City. I can't. After that, you got West Ham, Spurs, Burnley, Newcastle, Southampton, Crystal Palace. Look, if you want to keep him and put on the bench, that's cool, but 8.4 seems a bit much to have on your bench. So I would say sell him and ride it out till they start playing Burnley, Newcastle, Southampton, Crystal Palace, because this guy seems to be turning his form completely around. Once he shook off the whole I want to leave type of situation, now that a couple months have really went by, he seems to be like the old Mahrez that we saw 2 years ago.
You look at it. I mean, I've said it before multiple times on the podcast, and if you're tired of hearing it, sorry guys. But Mahrez is the exact example of how you should handle a transfer situation. He obviously wants out. He should have left 2 years ago, in my opinion. But he's been an absolute professional. There's nothing weird in the media coming out. He's not taking shots. He's had every opportunity to take shots at Leicester with their manager crisis over the last season or so. And he's been a penultimate professional. Coutinho, look at a guy like Coutinho. Yes, there's injuries and stuff, but you can almost see it on his face a little bit that he's not informed. He's unhappy and it's affecting his form. Some guys can be unhappy, but as soon as they step onto that pitch, they turn into robots. And some guys need to feel loved, to get the best out of them. So I'm really proud of Mahrez, man. And he's playing at Leicester too. It's not like he's unhappy playing at Arsenal or Liverpool or United. He's playing at a team that is usually mid-table, but this season is really, really struggling. And he's such a professional, man.
Yeah, you know what? The situation might be helping his situation. If it's weird to say it that way, but when you said Coutinho is a bit of a sourpuss, I think it might be for the fact that he knows that Barcelona want him, and no matter what he does, he can go to Barcelona, PSG, wherever he wants. Where Mahrez, because of last year and because of the struggles a little bit, he's like, I need to play well to stay with a top 5 team. So it could be for that fact.
That's very well said, Huss. Very well said. That definitely could be it too. Absolutely. He's playing for a contract.
Exactly. And you know what? He's playing at the moment like Arsenal should take a look. Maybe Liverpool take a look. I mean, even United, United should take a look.
Even I'm taking a look. I got him on my fantasy watch list. I'm waiting for that Tottenham game, and then I'm jumping on Mahrez.
Oh, I have him in the draft, though. He was like one of my last picks.
Damn it. I thought he was going to be sold, so I didn't touch him.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have Coutinho and I don't.
Right? All right, next position.
No, we're going with risk for midfielders right now. So this risk player, look, when we talk about this player all the time about having so much potential. We talked about him last year because he really just he really came out of his cocoon. He really became like this crap. That's a bad analogy. Now I'm going to have to call him a butterfly.
This guy's so tough. He's so good. Take a big risk. Get him on your fantasy team. Get him on your fantasy team. What's his name? The butterfly.
We're talking about Zaha, Wilfred Zaha. Man, we talked about this guy coming back. And look, he hasn't done horrible. He has 2 goals in 4 games. Look, he should have 1 goal in 4 games because Antonio from West Ham did crap with that ball at the very end. But you can't take that away from Zaha because, players like that, things just click at the end of the match and things just come together, and it does for him. So I'm not saying that he's going to be a crap player, but at the moment, I don't see him really erupting for too many points in the – well, I don't know. See, this is why it's a risk, because I want to say that he's not going to do anything because I see a Stoke and an Everton and West Brom. But this year, we don't know because you got Everton at home, Stoke at home, Brighton away, West Brom away, Bournemouth home, Watford home, Leicester away, Swansea away. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good matchups. So I keep him as a risk because I don't know if he's going to score against Everton. But between, in these 8 games, he is now playing for a contract next year. Not with Palace, but he's in the same situation as Mahrez on, are you going to be with Palace or are you going to be with a top 6 team?
Yeah, I agree, man. And I love Willy Zaha. Tom loves him way more than I do. I think he's going to – I think if Crystal Palace has a shot, it's going to be on his shoulders. So it is a risk, but for the price, I think it's a worthy risk.
Oh, yes. The price, 6.8, and then he's owned by 4.5%. But you know what? It's looking like Crystal Palace, if they don't get their crap together, they're going to be relegated, and it won't matter anyways. And I could see him being bought by maybe a Newcastle if Newcastle finishes in 8th or 7th.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. I wish him, a higher team. But yeah, I mean, if Newcastle finishes top 8, then it's not that bad of a shout.
What if we saw Leicester, because Mahrez leaves and you bring in Zaha? So it's actually
that's a downgrade for Zaha. It's an upgrade for Leicester. Not even an upgrade, but it might be an upgrade. But it's a good move for Leicester. Terrible move for Zaha, dude. He's got to get out of this basement team level. He's got to go. I think his next move is either Everton, maybe Arsenal, maybe Liverpool. But you have too many wingers. But that level of club, where they're fighting for top 6 or maybe just outside top 6. But you go to Leicester, it's so in flux over there. You go to Newcastle. Who the hell knows where you're going to be in 2 years? I think he deserves a little bit more stability than Crystal Palace or some of these clubs are willing to offer him.
Yeah, I don't see Zaha going to Liverpool with Mane, Salah. I guess Ox is going to play winger rather than midfielder, and then also Origi coming back from loan from Germany, who's actually doing very well at the moment.
Yeah, probably not to Liverpool, but we shall see.